Professor Doulgeri, how are educational institutions in Greece preparing the next generation of engineers and researchers for careers in robotics? And this will address some of the comments of Dr. Theodorou.
It's very relevant to the comments of Dr. Theodorou. Well, definitely there has been a change in educational institutions from primary schools to universities. They give nowadays much more opportunities to students to learn and engage in activities that are robotics related, for example, via different robotics competitions and that they happen in all the levels of the education. And this is a good thing because they familiarize themselves with new technologies and they gain a positive attitude towards them. That's a good thing. Now, regarding universities, particularly engineering departments and maybe computer science, they have in many years now incorporated robotics courses as part of their curricula. And also there have been quite a few research teams that they are working actively in the robotics research and attracting a lot of financing from European Union, but as well as from the national sources. And a comment on that is not only the bureaucracy, it's the lack of any time plan that is fixed and reliable when you do a call of proposals to the university and all the research institutes. We never know when we're going to get an answer, and that's a very bad thing. So anyway, however, we have been successful in research proposals, and therefore we have been able to do our research teams, which means that we have kept the smart minds with us, and therefore we have done good work on that. And also, a lot of us have created also spin-offs, and this is again a measure against the brain drain. But certainly, this performance we can get better, but we need more academic posts or research posts on robotics. Now, given the fact that Greece has gone through these financial problems in the past, we're getting new positions in academia, very few new positions. There is a scarcity of new positions. And because of the institutional micropolitics, let's say, or fierce competition for the topic of each position, we don't get robotics positions that we should have. We should have more of that. What the government can do on that, it has done this in the past for new positions that they were somehow addressed to the specific topic of information technologies. And now they can do the same thing so that the micropolitics of the departments or the universities cannot change the fact that they are addressed in robotics. Because I'm experiencing this in my university, and I suppose the experience of other people are the same. And that's what I wanted to say about the education. We're doing our best, and some of us are doing excellent, but we need also some support with more people working in robotics for research. These new positions can attract also people that they are now professors and a very successful professor of robotics in European countries or abroad in the US, etc. Because they will be created in different levels, and most of the Greeks, I think, they want to go back and live in Greece, even if they get less salary. But they need to have an opportunity to come. Okay. I'm sorry I took more time.
Well, at least robotics is closer to the experiment and to the lab. So people who graduate are closer to industry. They are few, but they are not in the sky. Okay, thank you. And if you could comment on this statement, in what ways can robotics contribute to specific challenges faced by various sectors which are important in Greece, like agriculture, tourism, and healthcare?
I think the agricultural sector, which is important for Greece, it has the main challenges of the lack of temporary labor. There is not a lot of people that they are working in agriculture, particularly if they are, for example, needed in the period of harvesting, etc. And also, of course, there are challenges that they come from precision agriculture, which is the way to go if you want to be competitive with your products and processes. And the robotics solutions, the robots can give you solutions in these challenges. They can be overcome if you adopt robotics, because they can give you, you can achieve with them better yields, increased profitability, and definitely a better quality product in the end process. How robots can do that? They can, for example, in agriculture, inspect and monitor the health and the maturity of the crops and the plant, and they can target applications of fertilizers, so they can, let's say, contribute to sustainability. And they can also do selective harvesting by just collecting all these crops so that they are at their best quality, and therefore have a higher quality final product that you can gain in profits by selling it. So this is important. And for tourism, I have exceeded the time, but a few words. I believe the tourist sector can be more supported by AI tools. But of course, robots have their role. I mean, they can work on by automating some of the processes that they are, like, for example, luggage handling and delivery, or they can also do some cleaning and maintenance work. But they can also work as personalized guided guides for museums and archaeological sites, and therefore enhance the tourist experience by giving a personalized aspect to it. And these are some of the ways in these two sectors, but of course these two sectors are not the only sectors that they can benefit from robotics. I mentioned several others before. Thank you.
There is a store, a company, mainstream company in Greece, which already sells robotic waiters. And some have tried it. I don't know the results though. To Michalis Dritsas now, what role do government policies and funding play in supporting robotics research and development in Greece?
Okay.
And if you have any examples, good examples to tell us about.
Okay. There are various ways in supporting research and innovation in Greece, not particularly in robotics area, of course. So we'll start with the education, which, of course, there's the funding from the central government, but also there is funding for research and innovation projects. We have one pool of funds for basic research from ELIDEC, which is one organization dedicated in that direction. So it's, let's say, most agnostic.
Which is like the NSF.
It's like the NSF, yeah. And
For the years,
yesterday it came up with the results.
And the other one, financial arm, is related to the European Union's fund. We have the structural funds, which are supporting the, let's say, more hands-on innovation, not the fundamental research, but the industrial research and innovation. And we also have funds for research and innovation through the venture capital funds, because we have a state fund which is the anchor investor in these funds from 50 to 80 or 90%. So behind these funds that are financing the startup ecosystem in Greece and the spin-offs is the government again. Okay, we have to remember that. And
it's not well known though.
It's not.
No.
Yeah.
That's the reality. And the Greek government over the past 5 years also provided a lot of finance to the universities and the research centers for establishing the technology transfer offices, which was a sector, an area that we are lagging behind the rest of European Union. And now we have a very robust ecosystem, and we have a new now call in order to support them. We also established 10 competence centers. 2 of them are in the area of industrial automation and Industry 5 and 4, okay, 4 and 5, I would say. And there is also a lot of support through other tools from the European Union that Greece is also a major player in this area, in the Horizon 2020 and now in Horizon Europe. In Horizon 2020, Greece ended in the 11th position, and now in Horizon Europe we are in the 7th position, which means that we are doing a good job here in Greece, and we are trying to support the ecosystem. At the same time, a government has to provide the legal framework on how to make these things happen. And this is the tax reliefs that are provided for incentives for the industry to innovate and research, and all the grants that are given also are in this framework.
And actually, it's the support that the government gives to HERON.
Yes.
Without it, we wouldn't be able to apply.
Exactly.
Dr. Konstantinidis, question. In what ways can robotics contribute to enhancing Greece's healthcare systems, especially in the rural areas, but not only, because we have islands, we have rural areas, we have main cities. And what do you think about this in terms of robotics? How can...
when we talk about robotic surgery, this can be applied only in major hospitals, major centers, mainly teaching hospitals in the beginning, but later on in big hospitals where they do general surgery, thoracic, urologic, gynecologic. That's where we use this kind of technology. So I don't think we can offer in a small, let's say in an island, this kind of technology right now, unless people get trained and the systems become cheaper, especially if we have a European system. We don't have one. We have one from England, but most of the surgeons use the Da Vinci, which is an American-made system. So the remote surgery, remote places, they have to, if they need an operation, like they do today, I would say, in most of the smaller hospitals, they don't do more than the simple things that can be done laparoscopically. For example, laparoscopic gallbladder, appendicitis, hernias, this can be done laparoscopically. You don't need the robotic system for that, especially if you have 3D cameras that are now being used for several years, but make the operation easier and safer. So this goes first, then we do robotic systems for the remote areas. The remote surgery, as I was telling earlier, is going to take some time. We did with we did the experiment in 2019 with Professor Zavestas and his team, George Mbustris and their team, Athens Medical Center, my team, and Vodafone. We created, so to speak, a robotic system that was communicating with Wi-Fi. Not even before, it was before Wi-Fi was applied to the country. I was in November or December of 2019, we did this experiment. I went to Trikala. I had this console in front of audience, journalists, and a lot of people. And we did, in Athens Medical Center, Iatρικό Κέντρο, show how we can do robotic movements and suturing and cutting on a proplasm, not on a human, of course. So we went so many years ago ahead from Greece, from the National Technical School, from here, and a small hospital, which, you know, it's ours, not a big hospital. So I think that these kind of steps are going to help us help even remote areas when remote robotic surgery will be available, maybe in the next several years.